Welcome back to another episode of Unseen Yet Unstoppable. I'm David, and today we are going to be breaking down Proverbs Chapter 5. We will also be joined by Mr. Idea, who will be doing our scripture reading today. So we're going to jump into a masterful piece of ancient persuasion from Proverbs. Now, this isn't just some list of do's and don'ts. It's a really high-stakes argument that lays out two totally different paths. One leads straight to ruin, and the other to a full life. We're going to follow the argument in 5 main parts. First up is the father's plea to his son to listen up. Then, we'll dissect the super seductive temptation he's warning about. From there, we'll look at the disastrous path of ruin. Then we'll contrast it with the life-giving path of faithfulness. And finally, we'll get to the ultimate reason behind this whole warning. The whole chapter kicks off not as some dry set of rules, but as this really intimate, urgent conversation from a father to a son. This isn't just casual advice. It's framed as critical, life-saving knowledge being passed down from one generation to the next. And this opening just nails it. See, the focus here isn't blind obedience. The real goal is internal. It's about gaining wisdom and discretion for yourself to actually equip you for all the complex choices that life is going to throw your way. Before we proceed, Mr. Idea, could you please read the chapter in its entirety?
Hello, listeners. My name is Mr. Idea, and today's reading is Proverbs Chapter 5 from the New International Version. My son, pay attention to my wisdom. Listen well to my words of insight, that you may maintain discretion, and your lips may preserve knowledge. For the lips of an adulteress drip honey, and her speech is smoother than oil. But in the end she is bitter as gall, sharp as a double-edged sword. Her feet go down to death. Her steps lead straight to the grave. She gives no thought to the way of life. Her paths are crooked, but she knows it not. Now then, my sons, listen to me. Do not turn aside from what I say. Keep to a path far from her. Do not go near the door of her house, lest you give your best strength to others and your years to one who is cruel, lest strangers feast on your wealth and your toil enrich another man's house. At the end of your life you will groan when your flesh and body are spent. You will say, how I hated discipline, how my heart spurned correction. I would not obey my teachers or listen to my instructors. I have come to the brink of utter ruin in the midst of the whole assembly. Drink water from your own cistern, running water from your own well. Should your springs overflow in the streets, your streams of water in the public squares, let them be yours alone, never to be shared with strangers. May your fountain be blessed, and may you rejoice in the wife of your youth. A loving doe, a graceful deer, may her breasts satisfy you always. May you ever be captivated by her love. Why be captivated, my son, by an adulteress? Why embrace the bosom of another man's wife? For a man's ways are in full view of the Lord, and he examines all his paths. The evil deeds of a wicked man ensnare him. The cords of his sin hold him fast. He will die for lack of discipline, led astray by his own great folly. End of chapter.
Now let's explore the chapter in depth. So the text introduces the central challenge, this figure described as the adulteress, or the strange woman. You can almost think of this as the classic archetype for any temptation that looks unbelievably good on the surface. Right away, we get this brilliant metaphor of contrast. The initial promise is as sweet as honey, which, in the ancient world was the purest sweetness you could get. But the text warns that the reality, the end, is the total opposite, as bitter as gall, which is basically poison. It's such a powerful way of saying, hey, that initial pleasure is gone in a flash, but that bitterness sticks around. The text just doubles down on this. The temptation is described as smooth and persuasive, like oil, a substance that was all about luxury, comfort, and even healing. But hiding right under that smooth surface is something seriously dangerous, a double-edged sword that's designed to wound you deeply and destructively. After showing us how deceptive the trap is, the writer does not pull any punches. He lays out the consequences in painstaking detail. And what's really striking is that it isn't just one bad outcome. It's the complete systematic unraveling of a person's entire life. I mean, this progression is just devastating. It starts with losing your vitality, your best years. Then, your financial security is just drained away. After that, your physical health starts to go, and the final stop on this train wreck is public disgrace. A complete ruin that the whole community sees. It's a total collapse. Here's what really makes it a tragedy. It's the deep regret you feel at the end of your life. The pain being described here isn't just about losing stuff. It's that gut-wrenching feeling when you realize, man, I had a chance to listen. Wisdom was offered, and I just blew it off. But just when things seem totally hopeless, after painting this incredibly bleak picture, the chapter makes a hard pivot. The tone shifts dramatically to show us the positive, life-giving alternative. The text basically hits pause and asks, all right, if that's the path to ruin, what's the alternative? What does the wise path even look like? And the answer we get is this really beautiful, powerful metaphor. Drink water from your own cistern, running water from your own well. You have to remember, in a dry, arid land, water was everything. A private well wasn't just convenient. It was your source of life, security, and refreshment. So, this is a poetic way of saying, find that life-giving satisfaction within your committed relationship instead of looking for it somewhere else. I love the language here from the classic King James Version. This isn't about mere duty. It uses words like captivated and ravished. The point isn't that this is some kind of chore. The idea is that faithfulness is where you find the deepest and most real kind of joy. To wrap it all up, the chapter raises the stakes one last time. It goes beyond just the good and bad stuff that happens here on Earth to give us the ultimate reason for choosing wisdom. A final, inescapable reality. Here it is, the foundation for the entire argument. The ultimate reason to choose the wise path isn't just about having a better life. According to the text, it's because nothing is hidden. Every single choice, every path you take, it's all seen. There is a final accounting. The chapter leaves us with this really powerful image of a self-made trap. The idea here is pretty sobering. You don't get captured by some monster from the outside. No, you get tangled up in the ropes of your own actions. Your own lack of discipline becomes the very thing that holds you down. In the end, we become trapped by the consequences of our own choices. And that really brings us to the core question of this whole chapter, doesn't it? This ancient text frames life as this crystal clear choice, a path that looks sweet but ends in bitterness, versus a path of faithfulness that leads to real, lasting joy. It really forces us to think about a timeless warning, that maybe, just maybe, the most dangerous traps aren't out there somewhere. They're the ones we build for ourselves. Before we head out, I definitely want to give a shout out and a thanks to all the listeners for stopping by to check out another episode, whether you're in the gym, in your car, or just being intentional with taking time out to get a better understanding of the word. Please like, subscribe, and put on your notifications, and we'll catch you next time with another deep dive. Peace.